been busy working on this thing, getting it dialed in. I got a dyno session set up for the 28th, so we'll see what this thing does. So the reason I'm making this video is for Snake Eater Performance. Now, I'm not paid by Snake Eater Performance or anything like that. I'm just pretty much putting it out there for a person that is, legit. He's a veteran. It's a veteran-owned company, and let me tell you, I got I had one of the first sets of 1500s, besides, I think it was Matt Happel, Kevin Robinson, also known as Honey Badger. So I got mine, which was the 1500s EV1s. I got those through my homie Matt Rice and DNR Auto. So I got those through him and put them in this car when it was running the stock ECU. So car didn't really, I could never get it to actually run right because we think it was a segment swap issue. So pretty much, I think when I did the segment swap, somewhere it messed up and it kept throwing my tranny into a limp mode. So I ended up frying one tranny. Second tranny I had done professionally by a guy out of New York named Robert. Built a hell of a tranny, told him what I wanted, he got it done. We put it together, and sure enough, same thing. It was running, idling, everything was good. But it was throwing the transmission limp mode. So I said, all right. At that point, I just said, screw it. Pulled the plug on the whole stock ECU, harness, everything, got it out, and went holly. And threw it in. Of course, the injectors were on the selection for injectors, and literally I have a video of it, just first shot, fired right up. So I had those injectors for almost a year. Well, I had them almost 2 years. Not one issue. I decided this year, after I swapped out the turbo and went bigger, I said, you know what, let me send these out to Brad to get cleaned. Just as a precaution, just to check, just to make sure. Sent them to him, and Brad reached out and said, hey, just a heads up. He goes, they flow, everything still flows. He goes, but these are the OG style, where there was no, no variants, nothing. They were just like, it's the first run, and they weren't dialed in into a certain percentage like they are now. So pretty much he was like, hey, these are the first gen ones. You had two that had a slight, very, very slight of a drip. And he says, nope. He says, I'm going to send you the new ones. He's going to send you the new 1500s as a replacement because these are the OG ones. And, he's pretty much put that out there way back when, he got the new injectors, that if you had one of the previous ones, to contact him and he would take care of it. And sure enough, he did. He sent them to me as soon as he got them. He called me up, let me know. And it was within a couple of days, I had the brand new ones sent. And that just, for me, that speaks volumes, because for a person he didn't have to say anything. He could have just said, hey, screw it. I don't know. They're okay. I know he gets a lot of heat online. And let me be the first one to tell you, being around racing, his ain't, there's top names out there. I tell you this, this Siri, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Here we go again. I swear. This is why I don't edit anything, because shit always happens here. That's my son leaving. He's gonna go work on his Pontiac. So yeah. So, he didn't have to say anything. He did. And that to me speaks volumes. Um, what the fuck he's doing. But either way. So yeah. He didn't have to do that. There are big names out there. Bill Adamiters. I mean, there's a lot of them that do have that issue. They do mess up. One thing I could say is, you got a lot of these people. Okay, round two. Yeah, so the big name ejector companies do have it. One of the things I can say about Snake Eater is, he is now making these injectors through Bosch. That's something that these companies really can't say. Like, you got the big name company that are now, making some of those, the frames and everything are being made by Bosch. I know a lot of people say 210s. Yeah, 210s are amazing. Trust me. Would I like a pair? Yeah, sure. My 1500s are doing the job. I got 1500s with a, Magnaflow. Jesus Christ. Magnaflow. 750. Kind of similar to the setup that Mitch has. He has the white notch that Matt Happel put on the channel. I mean, that thing is a beast. Running nines. I think it's sick. But, it's one of those things where he's stepping up the game. He really is on his end for being the injector for the blue collar dude. Because not everybody can go out and spend $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 on injectors, and then your shit seizes. And then they tell you, tough shit. If you run these injectors the way they're supposed to, the way that he tells you to, which is, have your post filter, your 10 micron, shouldn't have an issue. And if you do, dude, just all you gotta do is just call him up. Just say, hey, or not even call him because he's in Hawaii. Send him an email. Like, hey, this happened. He'll verify, you send it to him. Everything checks out, sell you another one. He's a stand-up dude. And I don't really care what everybody else has to say. Cheap injectors, this and that. I'm sorry, dude, but the whole reason you built an LS is because it makes power. And, as much as everybody talks shit on Matt Happel, really, if it wasn't for really Matt Happel and a lot of the sloppy shit, not a lot of people would be doing this. And it's funny because, he stuck by a lot of people when Brad, gave him the injectors. He tested them out, and he uses them. A lot of his buddies use them. When him and Varen been working together for years, and now all of a sudden you start to see these big companies noticing that, hey, these guys that are, smaller, are making some seriously good shit at a cheaper price, and they're jumping on board and trying to make it, U.S. made equipment, which is fine. I'm one that I've got job, I got a house, I got 4 kids, and you know, I'm budget oriented when it comes to trying to make this thing go fast. And yeah, so say what you gotta say. Snake eater injectors haven't done me wrong yet. And if you need a pair, go on the website, hit up DNR Auto, my boy Matt Rice. He also has another company, Shipbox Supplies. Hoses, fittings, no leak fittings, guaranteed. Amazing. Also, he's got a race coming up July 17th in Knoxville Dragway. Have a couple classes in there. There is a street class that is sponsored by Snake Eater. It's looking like I'm gonna be attending that one. I think it's time to really see what's up. So yeah, got my strip of glitter that my son bought, and got my rubbers with my billet specialties. Got this thing. Hope we're gonna see what we can get done on the 28th, and God willing, we'll be at the track. So represent. Also, call me Street Vandals. Top that merch. All right, we'll see you.